Information is power.
Tell the truth.
You are now tuned to BS3 Network. BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV. BS3 Network is now on Roku TV under BS3 TV. Download today.
Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Tell the truth.
What's up, everybody? Peace.
Information is power.
What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Seemed like it's been quite some time. What do I want to say about this situation? Like many of you, I woke up this morning and I got wind of the situation in Jacksonville, Florida. This has happened before, so it's not like a situation that's new to us. You had an individual. Of course, they're going to say, well, he's got mental illness. Well, we didn't know anything about him. He went low below the radar. And if you notice in the beginning, now I know there's been more information put out there about the situation. I'm going to show you the pre-information Then I'm going to show you a small update as to this situation in Jacksonville, Florida. They got some history there. There are issues. How many of you, just to put it in perspective, this individual, I believe his name was Ryan Palmeter. They didn't want to tell you his identity. They were saying that I think the sheriff, the chief of police was saying that he wanted to look into things a little bit more before giving the identity. But look, we know the identity. It's the usual suspect. In this case, it is this individual right here that did the deed right here. So this is who he is. I want to read something to you while you see that on the board. I want to thank everybody for coming over, joining the podcast or the program today, because I really appreciate your support today in being a part of this program. So what I want to do is I want to pull something up to give you a perspective. Let me give you a little closer picture of this individual. You see, when he did this mass shooting in which they didn't want to tell you the names of the 3 black people who got killed in this situation. It was 2 black males and a black female. One actually worked at the store, I believe, as a clerk. And let me give you some details here, everybody. Just bear with me. I appreciate everyone coming into the chat. Make sure you share this video. You know how YouTube is. Who was Ryan Palmeter, Jacksonville Dollar General Store shooter suspect? A radical, motivated gunman killed 3 in Jacksonville, as we know. The suspect, identified as a 21-year-old Ryan Palmeter, left behind a manifesto expressing his hatred towards black people. The trigger incident highlights the ongoing struggle against racism and underscoring the need for gun control. Now, remember, he had a gun, and on his AR, I think this is the AR-50 rifle, he displayed the Nazi symbolism. I have it right there for you close up. Nazi symbolism. We've seen this before. This is the same thing that happened in the incident in Buffalo, where you had that white supremacist went into the store and took the lives of black people who he had no business doing so. He basically was scamming the neighborhood, examining the neighborhood, looking for where black people lived in Buffalo, New York. And just like this individual, they all follow the same manifesto, the same code. He puts the hate writing on his rifle. Here's another look of this weapon a little bit further back. This is what they were able to confiscate from this individual. As it goes on to say here, the incident highlights the ongoing struggle against racism, underscoring the need for gun control and combative hatred. Now, a lot of these yahoos are going to tell you that the reason why there is gun violence is that guns don't hurt people. People hurt people. That's usually the rhetoric that you're going to hear on YouTube and off of YouTube, that, guns are a tool. Now, I was listening to my man's show, Bitter Truth, and shout out to Bitter Truth out there. If you're listening, brother. You did an outstanding job in your broadcast, but Information Man's going to take it to another level, baby.
Information is power.
You see, everybody, on Bitter Truth's broadcast, he played a broadcast of 2 yahoos that were talking, and they were trying to make this distinction between, well, a gun or a weapon is a tool, like you have a tool in your tool belt to fix a car, a wrench, a screwdriver. That's bullshit, because any of us can carry a screwdriver, a wrench. We can carry tools, and we don't need a license to have a damn tool such as a screwdriver. Ask yourself, where do you get licensed and you have to have training to use a hammer, a screwdriver, a wrench to fix your car or your bike? There is no license for that. There is no background check for that. when you get a weapon, you must have a background check. You must be show that you can use that weapon. In some states, they may require you to show that you can use that weapon safely. You're dealing with a tool, as these yahoos call it. You're dealing with a tool that can take someone's life. Sure, you could hit someone over the head with a hammer, but that means you've got to get intimately close towards them in proximity to do such damage. A weapon like a gun, you can just spray the place up. So as I was listening to the podcast on Bitter Truth channel, Bitter Truth was playing a video of these two yahoos, and he was doing the same thing like me. He was going in on it. And they're trying to justify, this is what you're going to hear. Oh, no, guns don't kill. No, if there weren't so many guns in America for the lunatics to get their hands on, then these things wouldn't happen. How do you explain how other countries in the world don't have this problem? In the UK, they don't have these gun problems. Hell, their police don't even carry guns. Now, they do have problems with knife wars over there, people knifing each other. You got Australia, they got rid of the semi-automatic weapon, and their mass deletions, murder, which is a legal term, have gone downhill. Every other country in the world that has decided that we can't let regular citizens have these semi-automatic weapons, they don't have these same problems. The United States of America and the people in this country have a bloodthirsty desire for weapons. And then they'll tell you and me, well, it's our Second Amendment right to have the right to bear arms, but they fail to tell you that the reason why they gave people that right is because it was during wartime. It was during revolutionary time when you had the British looking for the white coat, the red coats. You had the British that were invading. That's why they gave people the right to bear arms. It was during war times. Then they had militias. It had to be a well-trained militia, not these militias that you got today, where you got these yahoos in Oregon and all different parts of the backwoods of this country creating militias, which are really white nationalist groups to try to attack us. These things, it was formatted during war times. And don't get it twisted. They did not have black people in mind when it comes to taking arms away. You see, white people will run around 7 days a week, 365 times in a year, and talk about how their arms are going to be taken away from them when black people are the only ones that have ever had weapons taken away from us when we were following the law. All you got to do is look at the Black Panther Party and in Sacramento, when they went up to Sacramento, the capital of California, and had their weapons taken away and didn't even have a bullet in the chamber, because in California at that time, you could have the right to bear arms, but you could not have a bullet in the chamber. So you're going to hear people talk that type of talk. This individual walked into a black community with hate on his mind. Okay? Hate on his mind into a dollar store. Now, everybody, if you did not realize this, this is the reality. Let me play this video, because where we need to really keep ourselves very much informed as to what's going on is that we have to understand that one of the reasons why he went into the Dollar General store is because he had bigger plans in mind. What was that bigger plan? He wanted to go into Edwards Water College. This is a historical black college. Let me give it a clap. This is a historical black college, which is a Christian. If you didn't know, this is in Jacksonville, Florida. This is a Christian HBCU college named after a very great man. And let me go ahead and give you a little breakdown of who this very great man was. Let me put this up here and let you see a little bit of this right here. So this very great man, I'm going to take that off the screen and put this right here instead. Edward Waters is the man black man who founded the university of the college to educate our people. And it had, of course, a Christian twist. Okay? That's the school where he wanted to go and do irreparable damage to black people because he hated black people with a passion. Now, you got the FBI, ladies and gentlemen, that has jumped out of the box. They have jumped out of the box. And they have shown up with their apologies as to what happened. The FBI told us in 2006 and put out a report that the white supremacists and these white nationalist groups are infiltrating military, law enforcement, educational, politics, all forms of activities, as Neely Fuller Jr. has always told us. Okay? And we need to realize that they know about these white supremacist groups, but why don't they eliminate them? Why don't they make them public enemy number one as they have black people? Now, I want to say thank you for B1 for Life, $4 and super chat there. And I also want to thank Speak With Your Girl, Marcellus, a wonderful sister. Make sure you support her channel, Speaking With Your Girl, Marcellus, with a $20 super chat. And she says this: when they don't tell you the race, we know it's not a black face. Exactly. We are about to hear the truth in 2018. This happened 3 miles down the road, same area. Facts, facts, facts. And triple facts, ladies and gentlemen, triple facts.
Information is power.
Now, I need y'all to share this video because YouTube has a way. YouTube is blocking my channel. I'm seeing weird things that's happening. And you know they're going to block this one. They're going to make sure. What do I mean by that? They're going to make sure that this video doesn't get pushed through the algorithms for more people to watch it, to like it, because the more you like it, the more it gets pushed. They're going to suppress it because over here, we're going to tell you the truth.
Tell the truth.
Not like the news that's going to give you half bait. Now, let me show you this video. We're going to dissect a few things today, but let me show you the first video to give you some details from the news perspective, but we're going to dissect a few things, okay? We're talking about now the chief of police in this community said that he didn't think that there's a racial animosity in the community. I don't agree with that because we're talking about the South. Florida is nothing but a southern state with palm trees and sand, everybody, telling the truth.
Tell the truth.
But let's check out this report right here, shall we?
3 people shot dead in Jacksonville, Florida, in a shooting police say was racially motivated.
We will pursue this incident as a hate crime.
Police say the shooter, a white male wearing a tactical vest and mask, opened fire in a Dollar General store Saturday afternoon, killing 2 men and a woman, all of them black, before turning the gun on himself. Police on scene recovered an AR-style rifle and a handgun, one of them covered in hand-drawn swastikas.
This is a dark day in Jacksonville's history. Any loss of life is tragic, but the hate that motivated the shooter's killing spree adds an additional layer of heartbreak.
Authorities say earlier in the day, the man had sent racist writings to local law enforcement, to media, even his own parents, expressing his desire to kill black people.
Thank you all for being here. I really appreciate
this.
this.
Detail the shooter's disgusting ideology of hate.
Prior to the shooting, police say the gunman stopped at Edward Waters University, a historically black Christian university, where he was seen putting on that tactical vest before heading to the Dollar General.
I can't tell you what his mindset was while he was there, but he did go there.
Dollar General releasing a statement overnight saying, quote, "We are heartbroken by this senseless act of violence. The brazen killing coming 5 years to the day after a mass shooting at a video game tournament right here in this same city, also carried out by a lone gunman in Jacksonville."
He was aware of that and perhaps chose this date in alignment with that.
On Saturday evening, Florida Governor
There's
Ron
the devil
DeSantis
right there that you're
releasing
looking
this
at.
video.
He took the coward's
Governor
way
of
out,
Florida.
but we condemn what happened in the strongest possible terms.
Meanwhile, back in Jacksonville, anger and grief as a community comes to grips with unimaginable pain.
The people in this community, they're hurting, and they have every right to. You know, this makes no sense. I am very, very angry right now.
Now, we're told the president has been briefed and the FBI is investigating this as a hate crime.
Tell the truth.
All right, folks. You already know what Joe Biden's going to do. Sleepy Joe Biden. He's going to go down there. He's going to give a speech, talk about how he's a social justice president, the whole 9 yard. The FBI is looking into this. This is bullshit. The FBI has known for years, ladies and gentlemen. They have known for years that these groups exist, that these individuals are running around here, and I want to know, why haven't they neutralized them? When you look at the history of the Black Panther Party, right? When you look at the history of all groups, the Move group in Philadelphia, when you look at all the black groups that have organized for self-defense, just like these white groups claim to do, the government makes them enemy number one, J. Edgar Hoover, everybody, and they eliminate them. They destroy them, discredit them, put them in jail. Why is it that the Ku Klux Klan today has a non-profit status? Why would the government give them a non-profit status? Why are they not enemy number one? Why is all these hate groups, these white hate groups, why are they not enemy number one? This is where individuals like this get this from. It's bred. Now, I want to reemphasize what I was saying so people don't get me wrong here. Put this up here. I'm not saying that the sheriff, the chief in charge down here, doesn't think that it's a racial incident, because he said this. And this is Sheriff T.K. Walters you're looking at on the screen. He revealed that the attack was racially motivated, and the suspect had left behind a manifesto outlining his racist hatred for black people. The victims, 2 men and a woman, were killed by a white man in his early 20s, and I said that already, okay? He was armed, carrying lightweight semi-automatic weapons. He wore a vest as well, like military style. He had a handgun, which I show you right here on this picture. Handgun to the right, if you all can see that. Definitely share this video out. Share this video out in your social media, your Facebook, your Twitter. This is the Information Man Show. Thank you. I appreciate you all here today. Semi-automatic weapon he targeted by it's being treated as a hate crime and has sparked widespread condemnation as to what he did. The identity of the shooter was later revealed to be a 21-year-old Ryan Palmeter, right here. Ryan Palmeter goes into a dollar store. Doesn't this sound very familiar, just like what happened in Buffalo, and takes the lives? But his true desire was to go do more massive killing at the Edward College Christian HBCU. Now, ladies and gentlemen, everybody listening,
Tell the truth.
they mentioned that he did this today, the 27th of August. He did this on an anniversary of another mass or very harsh, a very devilish shooting. The usual suspect again. This individual right here, while playing in a, remember this was in Jacksonville, Florida, some years ago at a John Madden video game. It was one of these EA video game contests. This white boy was mad because he was getting his ass whipped by another opponent against him. Who was it? A black man right here. This is what these sick puppies do. So they're saying that he must have been aware or knew that this was the anniversary of that day because it was not necessarily a coincidence. So this brother right here to the right, these guys, they were gaming against him. And you know, it's very competitive, ladies and gentlemen. When you EA gaming, electronic gaming and sports gaming, there's big money, big prize money. And this white boy just couldn't take it. He was getting his ass whipped by a brother who was working those PlayStation sticks. Yeah. But wait a minute. No, it's not funny, because ultimately being whipped, the white boy who's had privilege all his life could not handle it. So what did he go and do? He goes and gets weapons, comes back and takes the life of people. May this brother rest in peace. This individual did this. Once again, Palmeter, Ryan Palmeter, he knew the anniversary. He did this for a reason. He had a manifesto in which he hated black people, did not like black people, and his goal was to go into Edwards Water College and do serious damage. Black people were beside themselves in this community, very upset. You can see right here, they're doing a prayer visual. I don't know how you all feel about this. I know
Tell the truth.
I know that black people, we are spiritual people, right? We are godly people. We don't go around meaning to harm people. We got our Sambos and our Gumbos in our community who are doing destruction. And then you got black people that are law-abiding citizens. For the most part, most of us are law-abiding citizens. But this rocked this community very emotionally.
Tell the truth.
And as a result, we are very spiritual people, and we will pray on things and ask God for help. But I want everybody to take a vote in the chat room by putting a 7 if you agree with me. Aren't you getting tired of every time these things happen, whether it be black people harming other black people, or these usual suspect yahoos coming into our communities and harming us? Don't you get tired of the prayers? I get it. We're spiritual people. You must believe in God. You must, if that's your thing. But aren't you getting tired of that? Don't we need more action and less praying? Because last time I checked, don't God help those that help themselves?
Tell the truth.
Don't God help those that help themselves?
Tell the truth.
We may need to, and Malcolm X said it himself, maybe enough praying, and maybe we need to be doing more swinging on folks, and maybe less praying and more swinging.
Tell the truth.
Because this keeps happening to us. I don't want to hear no people of color bullshit. We not people of color. This happened to black people. Targeted. I don't want to hear no speeches from these politicians. You know, the politicians are going to use this incident to do what? The Joe Biden administration is going to use this because it's a campaign year coming up. They're going to use this to pander to black folks. I want to know, to the administration, where is the anti-black hate bill? You gave Asian people a hate bill just like magic. Just like magic. Just like magic. Boom, they get the hate bill for them. Black people, we say Joe Biden, we say any damn president, can I get some help? Can we get something? And this is what we get. We don't get anything. We get a bunch of symbolism, right? That's what we get. We get that sound. Wow. That's what we get. That's what we get. We just get a bunch of celebration. That's why I played that. We get a bunch of pomp and circumstances, people clapping at speeches and bullshit like that. Let me play you another video, everybody. This one shall open up your mind a little bit. This is a video. This is the post situation after this happened, and everyone's giving their speeches like the FBI. Check this out.
On behalf of the entire FBI, I want to express my deepest sympathies to the loved ones of those innocent souls that we lost.
Now check this out, everybody. It's funny that the FBI comes out and says they want to give their condolences to the people that lost their life. I get it. They got to do the PR thing. But hasn't the FBI been behind the mistreatment and the deletion of many of our black leaders? Haven't the FBI been used as a tool against us? Hasn't the FBI demonized our community just the same way as that white supremacist that deleted black people or killed two black men, one that worked in the dollar store, right? And a black woman. Let's think about that now. Let's really think about that.
In today's attack, no life should ever be lost to this kind of violence, and our thoughts are with the families tonight after this tragic event. Immediately upon learning about the shooting, FBI agents rushed to the scene to assist our partners at JSO. As we speak, members of our evidence response team and our investigative specialists continue to work alongside JSO to ensure every FBI resource is brought to bear to aid in this investigation. I have committed to Sheriff Waters that our assistance will continue for as long as necessary. In addition, FBI Jacksonville is coordinating with the Civil Rights Division of the Department of Justice and the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Middle District of Florida. We have opened a federal civil rights investigation, and we will pursue this incident as a hate crime. Hate crimes are always and will always remain a top priority.
So if it's a hate crime, which it is a hate crime, it's time for the hate bill. Don't you think, everybody? Don't you think?
For the FBI, because they are not only attack on a victim, they are also meant to threaten and intimidate an entire community. Everyone has a right to feel safe in their communities and in their homes, and I assure you, the FBI will bring every resource we have to bear to bring justice to the families of those innocent lives we lost today.
Yeah, we know that.
Thank you. I'll turn it back over.
You've been bringing a lot of things to bear against the black community over the years, FBI.
Saw the pictures of the gun.
Yeah.
Was that, did he own both those guns, or were those parents' guns?
No, they were not his, those were not his parents' guns.
Those were not his parents' guns. I want to thank you once again, my sister. Speak with your girl Marcellus, giving me another beautiful super chat. She says, DeSantis running around trying to be president, removing our black history. We have marched. Keep this in mind. It is our responsibility as black people to teach our children their real history, no matter what that snake is doing, but we got to fight against what he's doing. But Marcellus, speaking with your girl Marcellus, let me say this to you and everybody in the chat room. I got to be honest. I know I'm going to hurt some people's feathers right here. Have you noticed that all the other ethnic groups, because Florida is supposed to be this diverse place, you notice where's the Jewish community? Where's the Caribbean community, the Haitian community down there? Where's the Caribbean community? Where's the Latin community? We keep saying black and brown, right? Speaking with your girl Marcellus and everybody in the chat room, why hasn't these other ethnic groups come out in support of our history to say we're going to stop you, DeSantis? You know why they're not saying anything? Because DeSantis is not going after their history. He's only going after the people who were born here, black people, the originators of this damn place, and that's us. You can call us FBA, whatever it is that you like, but that's what's really going on here. All these other groups are not caping for us, and they're not coming out and helping us in that Florida area, which is made up of all these different Latin groups. Where are the Cubans that come out in support of black folks down there? None of them, because their history is not under attack. Our history is under attack. That's the truth, Ruth. The truth. So, Marcellus, I hear what you're saying. He's an evil man, And we got to do what we got to do as a people to make sure we keep our history alive for our children, no matter what he does. We know it's some bullshit. I agree with you wholeheartedly.
Tell the truth.
So thank you for that. Brother Keith is in the house. We got Brother Rob in the house. Alicia out of Chicago's in the house. Brother Rob's out of Chicago as well. We got Queen Shug in the house saying exactly. We got King Lion's Crown in the house. Queen, I know I am, who's been rocking with me for a very, very long time. Jill's Chocolate Boutiques in the house. GA, that's Brother Frazier in the house. Appreciating everybody that came over. We got Moses Black Horn in the house. I'm trying to make it out best I can. MZKA in the house saying facts. Beverly Palmer's in the house. Now, and everybody that I haven't gotten to yet, hey, hey, don't blame it on my heart. Just blame it on me. You know, I'm trying to get through this process because this is a very sad day. I want everybody to give, even though I said we need more action than we need prayers, but we need action. We need more action. I'm going to make a challenge to all these thugs, to all our thugs, all the dudes out there that live down there that are the thugs that walk around talking about how tough they are. Why don't the thugs come out and fight against this type of stuff?
Is power.
Why don't the thugs come out and be real men by fighting and combating against these white supremacists out there? Huh? That's, if you want to be tough, that's what you need to be tough towards. Let's stop being tough and nasty towards one another and hurting ourselves when we got these other groups out here who don't give a damn about us. Let's get back to this.
I can't say that he owned them, but I know his parents did. His parents didn't want them in their house.
Did he legally purchase those guns?
From what we can tell, we don't know yet.
So the police, this is prior to the information that's come out. This is prior now. Of course, they said they didn't know whether he had the guns legally, right? They said that the parents did not want the guns in the house. That's so-called what they're saying, allegedly. Okay, let's get back to what the Sergeant K, I think it's KT Waters, right? KT Waters. Let me make sure I got his name correct. Make sure we got him in here correct here. Yeah. No, TK Waters. Want to be correct. TK Waters. Let's get back to this.
That's still a deep part of the investigation we have to get into.
Did he ever have the guns taken away? The flag law?
Again, that's something we can't get into because we don't know yet. I wanted to get out here. I want to tell you as much as we could right now so that our community will know, one, that there's no danger, no further danger, and two, I want to be as transparent as possible. I want to let you know exactly what his intentions were because there's no reason not to tell our community what went on. And I think that's important for people to know.
There was also a shooting at a White Sox game last night. There was a shooting earlier this morning in Boston. Obviously, we have the Jags tonight. I mean, is there going to be any sort of extra precautions?
So there was some other shootings, folks, across the country. One in Boston.
Jags games and events are very well covered, and one thing has absolutely nothing to do with the other. This was quite frankly a maniac who decided he wanted to take lives.
Was this a targeted crime, Sheriff, or did he just pick a community?
Put a 7 in the chat room if you can hear.
No, he targeted a certain group of people, and that's black people. That's what he said he wanted to kill.
Right.
And
so he's being honest there.
And I don't know that the targets were specific, but I know that any member of that race at that time was in danger of the black race. Any other questions?
Sheriff Waters, I was going to ask, is there any reason
Thank you, everybody.
your office is not identifying him yet? Can you clarify why not?
Yeah, I'd love to identify him, but we're not identifying him because we don't have a positive identification.
See, this is the type of stuff that really bothers me, everybody.
Tell the truth.
This is the type of stuff that really bothers me. This is standard police BS. They know what race he is. And I think someone said in the chat room, I think it was my girl speaking with Marcellus. Make sure y'all check out her channel. And many of you in the chat room have the same thoughts, that whenever this is done by someone of the Caucasian persuasion, then they don't want to come out with the race yet, right? They want to keep it hush-hush, right? If a black man does this type of crime, or a black person does a crime against another black person, or anybody for that matter, oh, they'll tell you his race, his birth certificate number, what high school he went to, oh, how many packs of now laters he's had in the last couple of weeks, what's his blood type, well, how many kids he has, all kind of goddamn things. How many times he's went to the corner store. They'll tell you every goddamn thing. But when it comes to the usual suspects, in this case, Ryan Palmeter, oh, we don't know who he is. We got to do some more identification. And I don't know whether I don't think his parents wanted him to have guns in the house. We don't really know if he got the guns legal or not. A black person getting kind of whippings. They'll know every goddamn thing. They'll know where you got it at. They'll know what barbershop you go to and what you said at the barbershop on Tuesday. Getting back to it right now.
It's very important for us as an agency to make sure that we have an official positive ID. When a person is deceased in Jacksonville, that body is in the custody of the medical examiner's office. So we have to wait until we can make a positive ID. Once we do that, then I'll tell you.
Tell the truth.
Now, I know some of you out there, I've been on panels before with Sambos and Gumbos, and they will accuse me of, oh man, you think everything is about white supremacy and blah, 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 blah. This individual said that and there's many of them like that. He's not the only one, y'all. There's many of them out there. They just haven't done anything yet. This individual, and the sheriff said it himself, TK Waters, that he meant to harm black people, and black people was his target. Let's listen to what Neely Fuller Jr. says as a reminder. Y'all gonna hear this whether you like it or not.
Thing having to do with black people, the white supremacists are involved. I mean, that otherwise there would be no such thing as white supremacy. If black people were just walking around, with nothing affecting them, in economics, in education, in entertainment, any of the 9 areas of activity, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, war. If black people weren't affected by the system of white supremacy, there would be no point in talking about white supremacy. So the hypothesis is, the conclusion has to be based on logic and evidence. Everything that black people do, every move that they make anywhere on this planet called Earth, is dominated by the system of white supremacy. That's what it's designed to do. Dominate all of the affairs of people classified as non-white.
That's Neely Fuller Jr. compensatory theories are not theories, but his writings, his documentations. You got to go check out the compensatory project, because he breaks it down in terms of the different levels of activity, education, war, sex, religion, economics, politics, all forms, right? That this thing. Now, when I say when he says white supremacy, or I've used these terms, I'm not saying that I literally believe that white people are supreme to us. It is a term used because we're saying that's what they think that they are to us. They believe that they are supreme to us. That's the ideology. So when we say that, we're talking about the ideology of individuals who feel that way and see themselves as superior to us. That's why you get individuals like this who will get semi-automatic weapons and say that he hates black people and want to take us out. And he could be listening to any of these number of these Boogaloo Boys, these Proud Boys, any of these white supremacist groups. And I'm going to let you also know something else. Remember, I did a show on breaking down white supremacists, or white nationalist symbolism. Be aware of these white boys that have that number, that number 3 tattoo on their hand, or that number 13 tattoo, or number 3 tattoo, that 3%er tattoo. That's nothing but what? That's the psyop. That is symbolism. They'll tell you that represents guns rights and the fact that we're going to keep the government in check. These white nationalists love these symbolisms with the Nazi symbolism, right? The 3% tattoos on their body, all these different symbolism. You have these biker gangs that call themselves 1%ers. Be aware of the symbolism. They love to wear the shoes with the N, the Nebraska hat with the N. I did a whole show about the symbolism. Be aware of this symbolism. As you can see, he used one of the symbolism that we're all aware of on his gun, which was the swastika symbol, which technically is a symbol that Europeans, in this case, these white nationalists, stole from Native Americans. This symbol was supposed to be a positive symbol, Native American symbol, that they turned into a hate symbol. That's do your homework, do your research on those things. That's that Nazi symbol. He goes into the dollar store and does irreparable damage when the damage he really wanted to do was to harm the folks at this good college right here, Edwards Water College, a Christian college. He wanted to do serious damage there. I'm telling you the truth. On these YouTube streets, a lot of people talk a lot of BS on their channels. A lot of people are wasting your time with conversations and information that's not going to help you, that is of no value, that does not work in the real world where we really live in the real world. On my channel, I'm going to talk about issues that affect you now, issues that are real, issues that matter, and how we need to combat these issues and deal with them and be aware. I'm telling you, everybody, we get on these YouTube streets and we do a lot of bumping of nonsense 24/7 7 days a week, 365 days a year, and we get the bumping about a bunch of nonsense. We got black folks on here, everybody on here running their mouth about battle of the sexes 24 hours, and it is now a obsolete conversation when you have real stuff like this happening in the community. And I'm telling you, black people, we are under the fire here. We are behind enemy lines. Neely Fuller Jr. has talked about that. How many of you, by putting a 7 in the chat room, are aware of the young black male, young man, 12 years old, he was a kid, who was going outside to empty the garbage for his father, empty a garbage, taking out the trash, and he was arrested by the police because they did what? They profiled him, said that he was the one they were looking for. He had a white shirt on. Come to find out, he didn't have a white shirt on. He had more of a grayish color shirt. Well, they profiled that young man, arrested him, really shook him up real bad, put him in a police car, the whole 9 yards. The father came out there and said, "What are you guys doing?" This young man is a honor roll student, bound for college, and all he did was go out to empty the damn garbage. That's all. And here comes the race soldiers. This is what's really going on. The hell with this other conversation that we got on these YouTube streets. It's an irrelevant conversation. At the end of the day, as a man, if you can't get the women that you want, that's your goddamn problem. Stop getting on these YouTube streets whining like a little damn baby and crybabying about women 24/7. Stop crying about them. You notice that men who get the women that they want and get the attention and get the cooperation from women, they're not the ones on YouTube whining 24 hours a day. Because men like that, we're talking about these type of issues that affect us directly in the community. And most of these folks that get into these conversations, they're not doing a damn thing in the community. When you ask them, what are you doing? They're not doing nothing. It gets so quiet, you can hear a rat pissing on cotton. I've said it a dozen times on panels. Hey, this is the solution. Get involved in a black male organization and do something like George Makem of Urban Nerds. That's my brother right there. Urban Nerds Worldwide. George Makem has a channel. Brother is dynamic out of Philadelphia. He's working with youth. You see him doing the damn work, not whining on YouTube 24 hours a day about women. Because he's a family man, he has a wife, he has sons, he's producing a legacy. So he don't have time to whine about goofy stuff. Because there's real things happening that he talks about. It's a damn shame when we talk about these real issues, we can't get the same views that a Fresh and Fit can get. But Fresh and Fit, they lost their monetization. But Fresh and Fit can get up here and clown and make fun of black people, and we're watching them at the thousands. I want to show you another video. I'm passionate about this because I see a lot of hypocrisy. Now, check this out. There was a rumor reported by the news that Ryan Palmeter, when he went into the Dollar Tree store, as I put this back up again, when he went into the Dollar Tree store, there was talk that he allowed 2 white women to walk. This is how deep it gets, that he allowed 2 white women in the store to step out of the store. So he let them live because they weren't his target. You get what I'm saying, y'all?
Tell the truth.
They weren't his target. It was black people who were his target. Let me let y'all hear this right now. Check it out. Check this out, y'all.
Now, neighbors also told us that the gunman had let 2 white women out of the store before he started shooting, saying that they were unharmed. We are working to confirm that specific information. Now, neighbors also
tell the truth.
Did y'all hear that? If y'all heard that, put a 7 in the chat room. Here we go again.
Now, neighbors also told us that the gunman had let 2 white women out of the store before he started shooting, saying that they were unharmed. We are working to confirm that specific information. Now, neighbors also told us that the gunman had let 2 white women out of the store.
Tell the truth.
This was a neighbor in the neighborhood who witnessed this. I believe every word that neighbor said to the press. Let's go to the next video, shall we? Check this out, y'all.
Right now, they need comfort right now, Father. Tonight, heartbreak.
As you can see, black people, we're spiritual people. We pray on things, but I don't want to be disrespectful. If I have, I just think that in some ways we need to be doing less bowing our heads down, and we need more action. We need more action. We need black men to form organizations to protect the community. This should be a wake-up call for black men, because if we're going to say that we're the leaders of the community,
tell the truth.
We can't put this on our women. If we're going to say we're the leaders and we want people to give us the attention that we want, and we want women to give us the respect that we want and the cooperation that we want, we need to stand up and form groups to protect our community. See, we need to stop forming gangs to affect and harm other black people and create groups to protect our community, like the Black Panther Party attempted to do back in the 60s and 70s, or did do. So praying is great, but praying means nothing without action. And I always thought that in the Bible that God said that it was said in the Bible, if I'm quoting it correctly, that God helps those that help themselves. Let me know in the chat room, folks, if you agree with me or not by hitting a 7.
The Jacksonville community, a racially motivated shooting leaves 3 people dead and the suspect turning the gun on himself.
Last call?
Plainly put, this shooting was racially motivated, and he hated black people. He wanted to kill
a white man and his...
Woo! Did you see that, ladies and gentlemen? They had to bleep that out. You know what he was saying there. I like the fact that the sheriff made a very honest statement there. Let's hear that again.
Shooting leaves 3 people dead and the suspect turning the gun on himself.
Plainly put, this shooting was racially motivated, and he hated black people. He wanted to kill
a white man in his early 20s left behind several manifestos in his Clay County home before coming to the Newtown area, Jacksonville, killing 2 black men and a black woman at a Dollar General. He was wearing a tactical vest at the time of the shooting. This is a picture of Ryan Palmeter. Sources and neighbors confirmed he was the shooter.
This was, quite frankly, a maniac who decided he wanted to take lives. That's an outlier. That doesn't represent who we are as a city and who we are as a people.
This AR-15 style rifle and Glock were the guns police say were used in this mass shooting. You can see swastikas drawn on the rifle
Each and every one that is around in this circle.
Several prayer vigils were held after the shooting. Community members.
Once again, I recognize that we are a spiritual people, so we always put things in the hands of God. But I'm going to say it again. Black men in these communities have to organize. We have to be on the same code. We have to protect our community and be aware that we got these type of individuals running around, even though the FBI will tell us that they know that these white supremacist groups are organized and are increasing in this country, but yet the FBI has done nothing to neutralize these organizations out of existence as they have done our organizations. Isn't that interesting?
Locking arms in unity. Councilwoman Jacoby Pittman was extremely emotional.
This makes no sense. I am very, very angry right now.
I feel this sister right here.
I'm emotional. You know, we got kids in this community seeing all of this, and this is unnecessary. You know, it's unjust that we can't even walk on the sidewalks. We're not safe in any stores.
Adrian Rawls was in the area and told me he had stopped at a store and said hey to a friend before gunshots went off.
As soon as I walked right past him, I heard, "Fa, fa." I turned around, I seen him drop.
The suspect went to Edward Waters University first, but was escorted off campus. A neighbor I spoke with didn't want to show her face, but said she knows all the employees over at the Dollar General, telling us the cashier was one of the victims.
He was real sweet. He just got out of school, you know. He was a real sweet young fellow.
And Mayor Donna Deegan with a strong message to the black community.
I love them. I am so sorry that we have failed you in the ways that we have, and that I will do everything in my power not to do that going forward.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is key. Why is the mayor saying that she has failed black people who have probably put her ass in office? Why would you? This is the same thing I'm talking about here. We go out and vote. We put these people in office, and then they continue to fail us. She says that she has failed the black community, but why would you fail us? Why? That's the bigger question. Why? Let's hear this again.
We have failed you in the ways that we have, and that I will do everything in my power not to do that going forward.
No, what black people need to do going forward is figure out a way to get her out of office. Do not vote for her. Get her out of office, because she has admitted that she has failed the black community, and she has admitted that, oh, I'm not going to do this. Well, then what are you not doing that you should be doing that you're doing for other citizens, Mayor? And this is where I differ with the police chief, T.K. Waters, because when he was asked a direct question, he admits that this incident was purely racial. But when he was asked a question in a press conference, this is the updated press conference, just a little bit of a clip when they were giving more details about this freak. And he was asked, do you think that this is a byproduct of a racial divide in a community? He doesn't believe that there's a racial divide in a community, but he does believe that there are people that are racist out there, right? And I'm saying to myself, if there wasn't a racial divide in a community, why would the mayor be talking about how she has failed them and she has failed to recognize what they've been going through?
We have failed you in the ways that we have, and that I will do everything in my power not to do that going forward. We have failed you in the ways that we have, and that I will do everything in my power not to do that going forward.
What's going on, Bitter Truth? Let me mod you up, brother. There you go, brother. You're modded up. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a problem because it's obvious that the T.K. Waters is saying that there is no racial divide in the community, simply those individuals who have hate. But the mayor was saying that she has failed the black community. I think this is very significant because there's probably a lot of things going on in Jacksonville, Florida, which actually is one of the most conservative parts of Florida next to Tampa Bay and other areas, very conservative down there, They have failed black people, and she admits it, as I played for you. But let's hear what T.K. Waters, who did admit that this was about racism and hate, but he was asked these very important questions, and you're going to get some details about this guy as well.
But it's the individuals that wield these things. So we are working hard to try to stop that. But in this situation, in this case, there was nothing illegal about him owning the firearms.
So there was nothing illegal about him having firearms. But yet, you know, they're going to say the usual thing, ladies and gentlemen. Put a 7 in the chat room if you agree with me. They're going to say it was mental illness. Mental illness is the reason why he did it. You know, when black people I was telling my man Bitter Truth today that white people, and I said this before earlier in the show, that white people, they get the excuse of using weapons by calling it a tool, even though there's no tool on this earth that you have to have a license to get and training to get. To get guns, you have to have some type of license and some kind of background check. I can go out and buy any tool from Home Depot, and I don't have to have a license to go out there and buy a saw or any of these sort of things, right? But they will hide behind it's a tool, and they have a right to stand their ground. And when black people have weapons and we defend ourselves, we're called criminals. There's a big ass investigation. We're put in prison. We're put in jail. We got to go through a long trial to prove that we had the right to protect ourselves. It's just a thought. Let's go on and let you hear some more of this.
History of this shooting, are you worried this might have implications for the community of a racial divide here locally or even nationwide?
I don't think so. I don't think there's a racial divide in our city. And actually, I work along with some of the best people in the entire world. And it doesn't matter what color they are or what they look like. We are banded together as a community to fight these issues.
Now, he has to say the typical police thing. The brother really can't say what he really wants to say, other than he did say that it was about hate. But you know, when he goes to the barbershop, he gonna probably say what the hell was really going on, which is there is a racial situation down there. We're talking about deep South Florida with palm trees and sand, y'all. It's the South. We get fooled by the palm trees. We get fooled by the fact that it's a vacation spot, but it's still the damn South. And we're talking about we're living in a day and time where black people are being marginalized, underestimated, and undervalued. And the mayor herself admitted that she has failed black people in this community as it relates to this issue, and God knows what other issues. Listen again.
Failed you in the ways that we have, and that I will do everything in my power not to do that going forward.
Real sweet, young, real sweet.
We have failed you in the ways that we have, and that I will do everything in my power not to do that going forward.
Okay, but then when he was asked,
Might have implications for the community of a racial divide here locally or even nationwide.
I don't think so. I don't think there's a racial divide in our city. And actually, I work along with some of the best people in the entire world. And it doesn't matter what color they are or what they look like. We are banded together as a community to fight these issues. And I don't think there's a racial issue. I know there are racial issues with some people.
yeah,
But as a whole, we are standing here together because we're concerned about the same thing.
right. But the mayor just said that she failed black people, brother. So if you're all staying together, yes, because this incident happened and it was horrific. But have you been standing together prior to this incident taking place? Because the mayor said, and I played it, I don't got to play it again, she has admitted that she has failed the black community. Let's continue.
Wicked people and evil people, what we call. What about mental illness? Given that they just
Here come the mental illness.
Governor DeSantis signed a few months ago.
Yep.
People are concerned about that anybody with mental issues, and this person seemed to have a little bit of history that was seeable. What can we do about that locally?
So he had a history, y'all.
We have to do a better job of background checks. And they're doing background checks. They do exactly what they're supposed to do. But there was nothing there to indicate that he shouldn't own a firearm, then...
So if Ron DeSantis who always says, just like Donald Trump, that mental illness is the issue. And I'm not denying that mental illness is not an issue. Why is that Ron DeSantis policies around the background check? See, everybody wants to scream they have the right to bear arms, right? Well, then why are people who everyone keeps saying have mental health problems, and even the damn evil governor of Florida will jump out the box and say that we've got to make more tougher provisions around mental health, then how did this individual slip through the cracks and many others like him, huh? If mental illness is something that we're taking serious, how did the usual suspect slip through the cracks once again? Once again, y'all. Once again.
There's something else that needs to be done. But
okay,
really what needs
is
to be done is people need to tell us when they see or they hear these things rising up in an...
Now, that's
Tell
I'm gonna tell you why that's bullshit. I'm going to put up the Edward. I'm going to put up
the truth.
Let me put this up. I like this. I like the logo. And I'm going to put it up here. What did I do with that logo? There we go. That's the Edwards Water College logo you see on my screen here to the left side. That's the college where he was turned away before taking out his frustrations and his evil on black folks in the General Dollar store, the Dollar General store, in which it was reported by neighbors, people that lived there in that area that witnessed him, saying that they noticed that he allowed, obviously, because he hated black people, he let the white people walk out the store unharmed, okay? Now, he really wanted to go after Edwards Water College. That's their logo on the screen right there. This is who he really wanted to put his venom towards, and it didn't work out that way for him, okay? And but he would have done more damage had he gone into that school. We would be looking at a really big situation here in which you have mass numbers of black people who are harmed by this senseless fool. The question is, black people, I'm going to say again, we got to protect ourselves. We got to be vigilant as to what's going on. We're not in a society where we're beloved as we think we are. See, this is our problem. We think because people will clap for us because we can sing, dance, and play sports, run a football, and dribble a goddamn basketball, that represents, and then they like celebrities, black celebrities, that represents that there's love for black people, or that they can dance to our music, that they have love for us. No. We need to be vigilant as what's going on. And I got to say this too. We got to stop harming ourselves. We got to stop going out there hating on one another and harming ourselves. When we got these types of things going on out there. Now, once again, they're saying he's got mental illness. Why did he slip through the cracks? And the police, the sheriff, KT Waters, said that they have things to deal with that. Let's hear him again.
That he shouldn't own a firearm, then there's something else that needs to be done. But really what needs to be done is people need to tell us when they see or they hear these things rising up in an...
Okay, that's my reminder.
The truth.
So this is the bullshit. We have seen incidents that have happened like this where people said they tried to tell the FBI, the police, the law enforcement, hey, this guy is a danger. We've had several shootings in this country in which people said that they tried to tell the police, that the police knew about the individual. The FBI might have known, and nothing happened to that individual until they went out there and did harm. So I understand what the brother is saying, Sheriff T.K. Waters is saying, but I'm sorry, brother. Many people have gone and told law enforcement that someone is a boiling kettle, and then nothing happens until the guy goes out and does something. Now, that has surely happened. Now, the right doesn't believe in gun control. But certainly, if we don't want mentally, but they'll say that mental illness is the reason why people are taking weapons and doing these types of mass destruction. Certainly, if we're going to admit that, if we're going to say that mental health is the problem, then why would you be against some form of gun control that can specifically keep guns out the hands of the mentally ill? Why you push this Second Amendment rights, which really, when you go down and you look at the deep history of it, that was really about America doing their Revolutionary War and fighting against Great Britain. And it was also another way to keep white men safe so that they could protect themselves and do harm to black men, because that's what they feared when we came out of slavery into Reconstruction. White society feared, that's why you had the movie The Birth of a Nation that was played in Washington, D.C. at the White House. White men feared that black men were going to savage after white women and are them. They were concerned that black men would take over the country. And so when white men talk about having the right to bear arms, they're talking about themselves. They're not talking about your black, you know what. This is where we get it twisted. They're not talking about us. Right now, you got a Negro. I was going to do a podcast on this, a short one, but I'm just going to say it now. You got a Negro in Fulton, Georgia, Fulton County, Georgia. I can't even say it. Fulton County, Georgia, who was the leader of the Blacks for Trump. That Negro had a police record. He had some assault records because he assaulted an FBI agent over some foolishness. And he's got some other issues. He had to turn himself in like all the Donald Trump cronies. But you notice that out of all the cronies that went to court to get their mug shots and to pay their fines or pay their, not fines, but pay their bail, the Negro is the only one still in their jail. And the Fulton County jail is horrible. They got scabies, allegedly. They got people that have died in there, allegedly. Filthy place, allegedly. So now he has to stay the whole weekend in there until tomorrow when he has to meet with a judge to see whether he can get bail to get out. What do I mean by that? These white nationalist groups and Trump and all his cronies, they all represent this white nationalist stuff. They take care of their own. Did Trump offer to give that Negro money to help him with his situation? No. They take care of their own. They're not worrying about him. While this Negro's running around pushing black folks for Trump, ain't nobody in the Trump party doing a damn thing for him while he's sitting up in there in that horrible jail in Fulton County, Georgia, or in Fulton County, which is a county in Georgia. I just find it ironic because they will always be on code with one another. See, if that guy was in that dollar store, let me put this back up here. If he was in the dollar store, this white boy wouldn't have give a damn about whether he was a supporter of Donald Trump. He wouldn't care if he was a black man who's the leader in the main leader of Black for Trump. He just would have saw him as another N-word, just like the sheriff said. He would have saw him as just another N-word. He wouldn't have cared about him being a for Trump, Blacks for Trump, or any of that. Because he said this.
That's still a deep part of the investigation we have to get into.
Did he ever have the guns taken away? Flag law?
Again, that's something we can't get into because we don't know yet. I wanted to get out here. I want to tell you as much as we could right now so that our community will know, one, that there's no danger, no further danger, and two, I want to be as transparent as possible. I want to let you know exactly what his intentions were, because there's no reason not to tell our community what went on. And I think that's important for people to know. That's an outlier. That doesn't represent who we are as a city and who we are as a people.
This AR-15 style rifle and Glock were the guns police say were used in the
Each and every
This makes
Clay County home before.
And he hated black people.
Shooting leaves three people dead, and the suspect turning the gun on
I just want to play
himself.
this little part right here to make my point.
This shooting was racially motivated, and he hated black people.
And he hated black people.
He wanted to kill.
See?
A white man in his early 20s left behind several manifestos in his Clay County home before coming to the Newtown area, Jacksonville, killing 2 black men and a
Tell the truth.
So what is my point? My point is, while you're out here, in the case of this cat that's still in jail in Georgia, he's out here representing blacks for Trump, but yet these white folks are not doing anything to help him because they're not on code with him. They're on code with their own people. And just like if he was in that dollar store, this white boy right here, Ryan Palmeter, wouldn't have given a damn about him being blacks for Trump. He would have just took his life like he did all the other black people, or the 3 black people that had their life taken. 2 men, a black woman, one of them worked in the store. As you heard on the report that I showed tonight, someone said that he was a good young man. I guess he had just finished school or something of that nature, and his life has been taken away. I'm going to go into the chat room now and read some of your thoughts and get some understanding about how you all feel about this situation. So give me a moment right now, and let's play a little bit of music as I go into the chat room.
Tell the truth.
All right. We've got Golden Melanin that's in the house. Peace and love to you, my sister. We've got Raleigh in the house saying, hi, information man in chat. I'm in Jacksonville, and I heard this is streaming from a shooting that happened 5 or so years ago at the Jackson. Let me see. Information man. Let me see here. Jacksonville, and I've heard of this from the shooting that happened the shooting that happened 5 years ago. I talked about that, brother or sister. I talked about that. That's the shooting of this guy right here. That was this guy right here. Remember, in the same community, they had this EA sports gaming contest, and he was getting his butt whipped by this brother right here. And he didn't like it. So he went out and came back and took people's lives. I talked about that earlier in the show. You're right. And this sucker right here, he did it purposely on the anniversary of that shooting in this same area of Jacksonville, Florida. That's right. That's right. That's right. Brenda Johnson, so good to see you. Where have you been? First of all, Brenda, I hope your health is well. I bless everybody with good health in the chat room. I hope everybody in the chat room is doing well, physically and mentally. I hope your family is okay. I say blessings to all of you. I hope everybody is doing well, because we know that life is something that can get in the way of many things happening, but so glad to have you over here. Now we got my man Yalpo, who comes in the house saying Golden Melanin. Fantastic. We've got my sister speaking with your girl Marcella, saying we must educate, motivate everyone to be aware. This is only the beginning. Yes, ma'am, it is. Tell the truth. Yes, it is. Only the beginning. Then we've got my young lady here at It Again Media. What's going on? What's going on? I'm glad to have you all here. We got my man Art New Style. What's going on, TV? What's up? Yeah, glad to have you here. And we've got my man in the house. This brother right here, Hot Facts with Robert Reese. He's a brother that's, what I've done over this past few weeks, y'all, I've been checking out the gig. There's a whole YouTube community of people that are involved in the gig, the gig economy. These are people who do DoorDash, Uber Eats, Uber, and there's a big controversy going on because they're talking about there's some type of DoorDash glitch, and there's some people using this glitch to up their numbers. So there's a lot of people talking about, there's content creators who have these DoorDash channels who are claiming that they're making a certain amount of money, and now people are questioning, hey, wait a minute, I'm a DoorDash driver. I'm not making that kind of money. Are you doing something with the DoorDash glitch? What's going on? There's a lot of controversy, right? So I've been observing and watching some of the folks in that part of YouTube, and I know a few people over there, and I've been finding that issue very interesting about the gig economy and how these companies like DoorDash and others rip off a lot of the drivers, right? Who put a lot of time and energy into delivering our food and our groceries and things of that nature. But thank you for coming on over, Hot Facts with Robert Reese, and supporting the channel, brother. Peace to you. And let's get back to it. Jill's Chocolate Boutique. Let's come on over here and see what you got going on. All right. Hey. Yeah, it's true. Hey. Y'all need to check it out, man. There's a lot of cool channels on YouTube. As black people, we gotta stretch our wings a little bit and check out different types of communities on YouTube. And you be thinking that we think that black people, that we the only ones that be having drama on the YouTube streets. White folks, everybody be having drama on the YouTube streets. We ain't the only ones. Hey, wait a minute now. George, I was talking about you, brother. I was promoting the Urban Nerds Worldwide program. And there's the man right there in the chat room. There's the architect, Street Media TV. Sad part is that the masses of our people don't care. They're too disturbed. You're absolutely right, George. Make sure y'all check out this brother channel, but most of all, give him a donation to Urban Nerds Worldwide. It is a non-profit organization, so you will get a tax write-off. And if you buy any of his merch, he makes beautiful merch with the logo on it, like I put up there just a few minutes ago, like that, on black shirts, t-shirts, hoodies, very elaborate colors. And when you buy the merchandise, you're supporting Urban Nerds Worldwide, where he's working with our black youth, females and males, building them up, STEM, science, the whole 9 yard, letting them see other possibilities of the world. And he's a great brother doing real work in Philadelphia, PA, and he's trying to spread this organization all over the damn country. All right, my brother. I'm so glad to have you over here. And let's go in here. And we got Water Sniper in the house, who's known me for quite some time and rocking with this channel, saying to Queen, oh, let me go over to Queen, I know I am. Anything that you guys want to say about this issue, you could say it and I'll read it as best I can. Oh, we got my man Jonathan Kidd in the house saying, make sure you all have the proper tools just in case you have to fix something. Man, see, Jonathan Kidd, you hear what I'm saying. When I was listening to my man Bitter Truth's channel, and he had these white dudes on there, he was playing their clip, and he was doing a great commentary to it. And they were saying that we look at our guns as our tools. But the difference is there's no other tool you got to get a license for, and you got to get a background check for, right? But that's the excuses that they use them as tools, and when we use them, we're criminals. So my man, Jonathan Kidd, you said, make sure you all have the proper tools just in case you have to fix something, have your hammer and lots of nails. Hey, wait a minute. We forgot, Jonathan. make sure you have your folding chair that was invented by a black man.
Tell the truth.
All right. We got Peter in the house here. First name says, Queen, I know I am. Let me think about it. I can't argue with what your experience. Sorry if you are correct. Well, if she's correct, she's correct. My man, Jay Shine, a sponsor of this channel, a great sponsor, saying, what's up to Water Sniper. Jay Shine, it's so good to have you over here, brother, and to see you here as I get ready to get to a close conclusion. We got my man, Mike B. Soldier Girl is in the house too, saying folding chairs. That's right. Get your folding chairs on. Then you know what? A folding chair would be a great Christmas gift and a good stocking stocker. Yeah. So make sure you get your loved ones all the things that they want for Christmas and make sure you wrap them up a nice folding chair. All right. We got Keith West says, Information Man Show and Street Media TV. Have you heard about this standoff that happened out there about here 2 days ago? I think I heard about some type of standoff, but I'm going to have to look into that, brother Keith. And Keith, leave that link that you put in the chat room. Put the same link in the comment section, okay, so people can click into it. I got to look into it. Brenda Johnson's in the house. Who else I got to give some love to? Jill's Chocolate Boutique. Everybody's greeting everybody, which is wonderful. Queen I Know I Am, who's been rocking with me for a very, very long time, like Brenda Johnson. Love Brenda Johnson. She's over there in the UK. But she is American. She is American. She was in the military as well. We got my man who's changed his logo. I like it. That guy from Texas saying peace to George Maker. That's right. And then we got Jasmine Virgo in the house. Let me put her up on the board. I'm just trying to give people, everybody their respect. Jasmine Virgo, everybody that's come over and blessed this channel today. Last call, if you're out there, peace to you. We got Black Anonymous that's just come over saying greetings to Jonathan Kidd. Hope all is well with you. Right. Hey, have you guys all heard about Jay Morrison? There's a brother that did a video and he called Jay Morrison is he's that, you know what I'm talking about? The Oklahoma, what's that? Oklahoma real estate fund, which is nothing but a con game that he's been running on everybody. Woo, man. I should do a video on that. I should do a video on that too. Woo, man, I tell you. We got black folks that get on these YouTube streets. Boy, I tell you. We got black folks that get on these YouTube streets only to try to con black people out of money. It's a damn shame. It's a damn shame. Why are we being conned by our own people? Why are we being conned? Please do a video on that. Okay. Looks like I'm gonna be doing a video on that, y'all. I know I'm gonna do a video on it. One love from the Bay Info. Hey, what's up? Sports Express Podcast. Hey, check this out. Sports Express Podcast. Since I know that you're a sports channel, go ahead and stroll down the page of this video of this channel and go ahead and subscribe to Prime Sports Media. That's my sports channel. Check it out. Prime Sports Media is doing very, very, very well. Okay? Check that out. Anybody can check that out. You'll scroll down and you'll see a logo of Deion Sanders. Click into that. Hit the bell notification. Subscribe. Doing great things over there. I'll move on. We got the Empress, Goddess, and Spiritual. What's going on? And I cannot be disrespectful without saying to Brown Girl Bella, I've been seeing you on the Facebook streets, in the Instagram streets. I know you've been posting your memes and your pictures and all of that over there. And Good God Almighty, you're looking good, sister. Good. Now I'm sounding like a Baptist minister. Good goody goo, sister. Lord have mercy, sister. You're looking real good. Hey, man. Woo. Woo. Can I get a witness? Woo. Oh, Alicia, what's going on? Looking good as well. Good Lord. Good Lord. Good Lord. Woo. I want to thank everybody, man. Sometimes we got to have a little fun, because we deal with a lot of stressful stuff. Sometimes I'm talking about really polarizing topics, stuff that can be very depressing. You kind of say, hey, let's not talk about this stuff. And sometimes we gotta loosen the stress of these things. I want to say this, even though I call for action for the community out there in Jacksonville, I want you to give your hearts and your minds and your prayers. I'm going to say it because we're not there physically. So give your mind and your heart to the good people down there that have lost their loved ones. There's 2 black men and a black woman who family members are in distress right now. Family members want answers. They're hurting really bad. So I want you to give your love to them in your own spiritual way. But I hope that black men in this community will organize themselves to recognize that there are enemies amongst us and enemies in our midst who are out to get us. And maybe we need to also wake up and stop doing harm to one another. Let's go back in here and see what we got here. Let's see. That guy from Texas says, just like Derek Jackson and others. Yeah, all these, maybe I should just do a complete video. I mean, why? That's the big question. Why do we have so many black people getting on social media to scam other black people? What a damn shame.
Tell the truth.
You are listening to Information Man. Please make
Yes,
sure to subscribe.
that's
to
right.
this channel.
Umar isn't the only scammer. However, Black Anonymous, Umar says that he's ready to open a school pretty soon, that he's gotten things fixed in the inside, but yet he has not shown us. That's the thing I find interesting. He keeps saying that he's got the school, he's going to have this, he's fixed things up inside. Okay, but why hasn't he shown us no footage? And you have to have the city of Wilmington, Delaware to approve it. So I'm just on the fence about, I don't know what the hell was going on. I knew Information Man Show was going to say, thank you. All right. Queen, I know I am saying we're easy targets. That's why. Yeah, we're easy targets. And they go after soft targets, right? If you notice about these white folks, these white nationalists that do this type of shooting, they go after children, they go after women, they go after us when we're at work. They go after us when we're at the store shopping, you know what I'm saying? Where you're not expecting something to happen, right? But now I think we got to expect it. We got to be vigilant, y'all. We got Peggy Ross who says Black disappeared after getting an engineering job at Netflix. Oh, yeah. I got to do a story about that. That's right. Thank you, Peggy. There's a young man who he graduated, got a job as an engineer for Netflix, came out to the Bay Area, and now he's disappeared. So what I'm gonna have to do a short podcast about that. So be on the lookout. I'm very late with that particular story. I'm late with a lot of stories right now. Just haven't been able to do anything. Been so busy on these other issues that are going on. But that's one that's been bothering me. That one's bothering me. And then we've got Wolfgang Flex here saying, I hope aliens land soon. Well, I'll say this to you. If there are extraterrestrials out there, let me get my classified black on. Okay, let me get my classified black on. If there are aliens out there, ladies and gentlemen, why in the hell would they want to waste their time on us humanoids when they can look at us and tell that this planet may be an inferior planet, so let's keep going? That's probably why they haven't revealed themselves to us, because they know that we are demonstrative down here. Who knows? Brown Bella's in the house again. We got At You. At It Again Media says truth. the matter of our kind. Let me see this. Truth of the matter, our kind are not living at a fast pace. We're living at a fast pace. So Moes are out here to assist with eliminating the problem. Wow, interesting what you said. We got Yalpo in the house, Wolf Game. Oh, let me put TYMC Kitchen in the house saying aliens are here, have been for centuries. Right, but then you got to ask yourself, if that's true, why won't they show themselves to us? Maybe because they see us as an inferior species, right? Okay. Because if I was an extraterrestrial, I would not want anything to do with you humans. All right. Let's see. Jonathan Kidd said, whoa. And got my man in the house right here. Embrace the villain. Yeah, embrace the villain. He was kidnapped. Yeah, embrace the villain. Embrace the villain is Brother Bitter Truth, who has another channel. You're absolutely right. He did not go missing. He was kidnapped. So I gotta do a video, a podcast on him. And my podcasts, as you know, are different from my live stream. I upload those podcasts or I premiere them because what has happened to this young man is a damn shame. Why would he be kidnapped? Who did this? Let's see how far the media is going to push the story the way they would do for people who are not black. Let's just see how much they're going to push this. And I'm going to do a video to get the word out. Let's see what's going on here. Again, a sister has to be imprisoned at her job, arrested for defending herself from a Becky, Minnesota. That doesn't surprise me. Doesn't surprise me at all. We got my man Embrace the Villain who says he's an American. You're always a target in South America. Woo! Now, brother, Embrace the Villain, which is actually Bitter Truth. Make sure you check out his channel too. You are telling the truth. You are telling the God's truth. No doubt about it. Let's go over to TYMC Kitchen. Guys, be careful. Gangs are kidnapping people for initiating people are going to missing on the coast like crazy. People are going missing on the West Coast like crazy is what you're basically saying. Yeah, we have to keep that in mind. When people go missing, you've got people out there who do human trafficking. Yes. And especially on the western part of the country, because we got Mexico right next to us and they do big time trafficking over there. That's a very good point. And we got Old Reliable in the house who says, fake me away. Oh, now, was that beautiful Shoo coming in here right now? Is that her? Oh, how you doing? Woo! Make sure you let Mandrell know, your brother, that I said what's up. Y'all doing great work over there on y'all show that y'all do on the Black Men Unfiltered show. Fantastic show. Fantastic show. I'm glad you're over here, Shoo. Glad you're over here. Thank you for coming over and joining us and being part of what we got going on over here. Let me see. Shabazz is in the house. Shabazz says, yes, sir. All right. Let's see who else we got here. Jill Shot the Boutiques is in the house. Make sure y'all check out Empress Goddess. She has a YouTube channel. Write people's names down. Check people's channels out if you could. I believe it's more organ harvesting than human. Ooh, you know, they do a lot of that in China. But I do agree with you. You do have organ harvesting. That's why, look, let me say this. And Bitter Truth, the embrace the villain. Hear me out, brother. You probably will agree with me here. A lot of these brothers on the YouTube streets who are what you call the passport bros, they better watch themselves, because you know a lot of organ harvesting happens in these foreign countries, where you go over there, you meet a good-looking female who's setting you up for the kill, and they get to drinking, and they put something in your drink and take you back to their hotel room, or they go back to your hotel room, and you think you're gonna get some booty that night, and then they drop something in your drink. Next thing you know, you wake up in a toilet, in a tub with a note saying, you better get your ass to the hospital because we just took your organs, your kidney or something like that. Damn shame.
Tell the truth.
So you definitely got to watch when you be traveling around to these countries, and even in America as well, because you don't know if you're going to be a victim. Remember Cardi B, before she got all famous, when she was a stripper, she admitted that she used to convince guys to go back to the hotel room with her, and then she would roofie them because they thought they were going to get some booty, and then she would have her transgender friends or her transformer friends step in and have their way with these men that have been roofied. And then when they wake up, their pants pockets and their wallets are a lot lighter now. These things happen. These things happen. That's not play games here. Serving, yeah. Embrace says serving you up as ground beef in the tourist section. You damn right, Bitter Truth. That's right. Make sure y'all subscribe to this channel. Make sure you subscribe to the brother's channel. He's got 2 channels. One is called Bitter Truth, and then he does Embrace the Villain. He does great work over there. He breaks down videos, gives a great analysis, the whole 9 yard, okay? And actually, he inspired me to do this today because when his video was the first video that I saw when I woke up this morning about this issue. And I said I had to go live. I had to do this issue. It's too damn important. Let me see here. Wait a minute. He said this right here. He said, serve you up as ground beef. But you said something else I want to put on here. There we go. Shit, they're just dissecting the whole body. Dissecting the whole body. Yeah. So you got to be careful. You know, you got to be very, very. Did Mandrell come in? Mandrell, what's up? If I didn't say what's up to you. They're definitely getting set up. Yeah, they're getting set up. That's right, Shushu. They're getting set up for sure. Did Mandrell come in? I thought I saw Mandrell come in. If I missed him, much respect to your brother. And but everybody, I think I got to get out of here now. I think I've held you up long enough. You've given me a lot of support today, a lot of love, and I appreciate that. Queen, I know I am. There was a American motel chain, that was kidnapping guests to sell in the sex slave underworld. Look it up. Wow. And so I wonder if that young brother who got a job at Netflix and he flew out to the Bay Area, just like my man Embrace said, I wonder if he was kidnapped because they wanted to take his organs or if they wanted to put him into some type of slavery system. I wouldn't be surprised if they kidnapped him and brought him over to Mexico, because that stuff goes on over there in Mexico. But I don't want to, I'm only speculating. I'm going to do some more research into this, and I'll do a podcast for you guys, an uploaded, pre-produced podcast about this issue. Let me see. Peter says this: why does the Democrat media party cover up active 2023 slavery like the movie Sound of Freedom? The Democratic media party covers up look, all the media is not our friend. I don't care if it's Democratic media, Republican media, all forms of media does not work in our interest. Now, I was told a long time ago when I was in college that he or she that controls the media, meaning controls radio, controls visual media, audio media, everything, movies, everything, controls the mind. Everything that we're getting is processed, is being sent to us, is something being produced and created by someone else's narrative. So the media is there to program us, like sheep, manipulate us, whether it's Democratic media or Republican media. They all the damn same. They just have a different method of destroying us. See, the Republicans will screw you without Vaseline and ask you, did you like it? And the Democratic Party or the Democrat Party will screw you with Vaseline and tell you, did it feel good? Let me see what we got here. In Breach the Villain, it says there is a video of sex trafficking using a coat hanger to open people's hotel rooms. But oh my, now see, brother, you making me really paranoid now. Now you're going to make me be like, man, I don't want to stay in no hotel room now when I take a trip. See? Ooh, man. I'm going to have to look into that, man. Hey, Bitter Truth, we're going to have to do a video together, man. We're going to have to do a, I'm going to have to get you up. I've never done this. I've never interviewed you before. I might have to get you on my channel for an interview, brother, so we can talk about these different social issues together as a team. And so I think I got your email. If not, I will. Do I got your email? Is it on your YouTube channel? Can I click you? You can click into the back page of my YouTube channel in the About section, and you can find my email, brother. We got to do a collaboration on on some issues here. Let me see. We got Simpson, who's just come in the house, who says, strap up while taking a road trip. Wow, you're right about that. Let me see. Who else did I miss here? Let me see. Bubba, we don't have because we are not the right complexion. Right. It's all the truth. Mike B, what's up? Oh, wait a minute. Bubba Rashawn's in the house. Wait a minute. There we go. Let me put him on the screen. What's going on, Elder? I'm sorry I missed it. I didn't know you was in the chat. Thank you for being here. You said, let me see, Bubba Rashawn said, I wonder why black people don't have a hate bill. Right. Hey, I mentioned that in the early part of my video today. I mentioned that, brother. Let me see. 2,000 transplant surgeries a year in China, 40 officers, 40 official donors. Their teenagers go missing a lot in China. Young black males' organs are choked. Woo. Hey, let me give you guys a throwback. How many of you guys remember during the Atlanta child murders that they noticed that every time a black male, a black child went missing and they found their bodies, that the one thing that was missing from their body was the penis area, the scrotum area? How many of y'all remember that?
Tell the truth.
Put a 7 in the chat room if you are aware of that. They've always been messing with our bodies and our DNA. Henrietta Lacks. Didn't I just do a video about Henrietta Lacks? Put a 7 in the chat room if any of you all remember that situation. Come on, be honest with me. Queen I Know I Am says, Golden Melanin, right, that's the story I was referring. Wow, okay, everybody is with me on that. Everybody remembers that. Let me see what my man Embrace is saying here. He says, I remember surgical removed. Yep, surgical removed. Yeah. And that's what they would do to black men during the 40s and 30s when they would hang black men in the trees during all those years. They would always get off on removing the private area. Isn't that something? Man, I'm glad that you guys are really feeling what I'm talking about, that we're all on the same page together. So everybody, I'm going to get ready to get on out of here. I thank you all for joining me on this very unfortunate day in which black people lost their life due to a mass shooting in Jacksonville, Florida at a dollar store. It gives me no pleasure to have to talk about this issue, but we gotta keep our head on a swivel, because any of us can be at risk when we go out, because we don't know what's in the minds of these fools out here, like this fool right here, Ryan Palmeter. This shit is a damn shame. He did this on the anniversary of this dude here who was upset because he got his ass whipped in a video game contest by this brother over here. And then he come back with whippings on the same day in the same area that this monster right here did his crime. And he did it purposely in the manifesto. He purposely did this on the same day that happened. In his manifesto, he said in his manifesto that he hated black people. So this was targeted, and I do mean targeted. With that said, everybody, y'all take care. I love you. Thank you for supporting the channel. I'll be back with more presentation. And hopefully, if life doesn't get in the way, I can drop some more. I can drop a few pre-produced short little podcast videos on this channel. If you also like sports, check out Prime Sports Media. Scroll down on this page. You'll see where I have channels listed that I have. Connect, hit the bell notification, check it out. And if you have not subscribed to the Information Man Show,
you are listening
what are you
to
waiting for?
Information Man. Please make sure to subscribe to his channel.
That's right.
Tell the truth.
All right, everybody, take care. Get ready to get on out of here. Peace.
Tell the truth.
Peace, everybody.
Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Information is power.
Tell the truth.
You are listening to Information Man. Please make sure to subscribe to his channel.
Tell the truth. Tell the truth.
BS3 Network is now on
Changing
Roku
the
TV. Way you listen to podcasts. You are now tuned to BS3 Network. You are now tuned to BS3 Network. BS3 Network. Changing the way you watch TV. BS3 Network. Changing the way you listen to podcasts. Under BS3 TV. Download today. BS3 Network, changing the way you listen to podcasts.
Thank you, everybody, for your support today. I really appreciate it. And make sure you share the video, too. Thank you.
Information is power.